Basic shapes aren't just boring. They'll keep you stuck playing the same mundane progressions. But triads change everything and bring your progression to life. Today, I'll show you how a simple triad movement that'll spice up your playing and add more ear candy that we all love. And the best part, you don't need to be an advanced player in order to do it. So, what are triads? A triad is just a chord with 3 notes in it. For example, a C major triad, you'd play a C, an E, and a G note. And if you switch that to a D minor triad, you play a D, an F, and an A. Triads are fun to use because they give you options. And when you know how to place them, then you start to make music that makes you feel like a musician. There are 4 types of triad: major, minor, diminished, and augmented. It might sound like a lot, right? But learning all of them plus the shapes across the fretboard can feel overwhelming, and trust me, I've been there. When I first started, I got discouraged pretty quickly too. And then that's when something happened. I had an aha moment while practicing. I realized that I could do a lot with only a few triad shapes. You can start adding them to your toolbox right away in a real playing situation. Here are the triad shapes you need to learn. First position. So we're going to be in the key of C today. We're going to start on the 2, that D minor 7. So you play a D minor 7 chord. You're going to pull your ring finger and your middle finger off. And you're going to play from the D string down to the B string. The second position, your middle finger is going to be on in the 8th fret on the A string. Pointer finger is going to be on the 7th fret on the D and G string. Third position, you're going to be in the 7th fret with your ring finger on the A string, and your pointer finger is going to be on the D and G string in the 5th fret. Okay, now that you know how to play a triad, but here's the real magic. Triads aren't just chords that you play and you forget. When you know how to connect these shapes, they'll give you many more creative possibilities, even in the simplest song or chord progression. Let me show you how. This is where the triad movement comes in. This is how you connect the triads to create patterns that feel and sound good in a song. Position 1. Position 2. Together. From position 2 down to 1. Set aside just 10 to 15 minutes a day and work on this movement. Start slow, using a metronome. You want to make sure that the sound is clean. And as you get more comfortable with it, then you want to increase the tempo. The more you do this, in no time, you'll be playing the movement without even thinking about what you're doing. Now stay with me, because next I'll show you exactly how to apply this movement in real music. Here are 2 ways you can apply the movement. So we're going to start on that 2. That D minor. So I want to know when I first play it, I want to take my ring finger and my middle finger off. I'll play the chord first and take them off. Then I want to slide to where my 4 is at on the A string, 2nd position, and then finally the 3rd position where my ring finger will be on an E, will be in the 7th fret. That's the first option. Second option, I want to slide down where my C is on the root note is on the E string. I'm going to start with my 6, not a full minor 7. My ring finger's off, so I'm grabbing like those last 3 strings. I'm going to slide down a whole step, grabbing those last 3 strings. Now, the great thing about these 2 options is they have 2 options. You can also play them individually, or you can pair them together. One thing you want to watch out for is to make sure the transitions are smooth and that your timing stays consistent. A good practice routine is to play through the movement slowly at first, then gradually add speed as you get and feel more comfortable. You've learned how to bring the progression to life with triads, but this is just the beginning. What if you could use the same movement in a completely different progression? I'll show you how. Click here to watch